Hi guys, welcome to today's session. We are going to be going over a little bit of a core workout and then we're going to get straight into some handstand training as well. So our core piece is all going to be focused on the tuck shape, and that will prepare us for the tuck handstand work that we are going to do. All right, so we're going to start off with a wrist warm up. Always really important to warm up the wrists thoroughly before you get upside down. So just keeping the elbows straight, rocking forward and back. Show you from the side, make sure you're loading enough of your body weight on top of the wrists, forcing them to go into that little bit of wrist extension. And now we're going to go around in circles. And change. Okay, so now you're just going to be on your hands and knees. We're going to work through the scaps. So just pull your shoulder blades together and then push them apart as you push the floor away from you. Let's do 10. All right, now we're going to lift the palms up off the floor, but keep the fingers flat and in contact with the floor. They're just lifting up the palms. You'll feel a big stretch through the back of your hand, or front of your hand. Okay, and then we're going to go into the back of the hand as well, and just gently stretch out here. Don't go too aggressive if you don't have that much range in this direction. And then just shake out the wrists. You can roll them around. Alrighty. So we're going to start off with a little bit of core work. We've got 3 movements. The first one is a tuck hollow rock. So I'll show you the shape. You're going to lie down on the floor, get set up with your knee directly over the hip, and try to keep it fixed there. You can even think about keeping a 90-degree angle at hip and knee, and then you're going to pull your shoulders up off the floor and press your lower back down into the floor so you get that posterior pelvic tilt. So we're here holding that good tuck hollow shape, and then we're going to make the rock. As you do the rock, try not to bring your knees to the chest. So you don't want to create your motion just by swinging through the legs. We want to keep everything fixed. Then we're going to go into V tucks. So we'll start balancing in our tuck shape here. We're going to extend to a hollow. We'll do these nice and slow as well. And then come back up. It's up to you whether you go arms overhead or by your side. And then the last one is a little bit different. It's a long plank. I'm going to do it on my knees. You can do it on your hands, on your knees or your feet, depending on the difficulty you would like for this exercise. But the main thing is keep your pelvis tucked under here. So we want to see a flat or even a round back as we do this one. And then we're going to walk the hands away or slide them away and hold in the lowest position that you're able to. You can also think about pushing your hands down into the floor for that one. You get a lot of good shoulder activation. Okay, so we're going to go through 30 seconds of each exercise. I'll get my timer. And then we'll rest for 30 at the end. Let's get started with the tuck hollow in 3, 2, 1, go. And up into tuck balance on your bottom. Extend the legs and the upper body symmetrically. Find your hollow shape and fold back up to a tuck balance. And rolling over, straight into the long plank. And rest. So remember, you need to be pulling the belly button into the spine on that long plank one spot. It's going crazy. So have a little rest and then we'll kick that one back off again. In 10 seconds, get ready for the tuck hollow rock. And let's go. And up we go into the tuck sit and extending out slow. And flipping over as low as you can, but maintaining integrity with your shape. So not letting any arching happen in the lower back. And wrist. Have a little bit of a stretch out. So guys, if you're new to our channel, what we're about is all about teaching adults how to overcome different limitations they might have in the body and discover bodyweight training and gymnastics. All right, let's get into our third round of core. Get your tuck shape and let's rock. And up. Get ready for the slow extensions. Roll over. And long plank. And let's have a little stretch out. Actually, is a very intense combination on the abs. So stretch up tall, try to get that stretch. If that's a bit too intense, you can do this one on the elbows and stretch up from there. All right. So now that you're all fired up through here and in that tucked position, we're going to take that and invert it into some tuck handstands on the wall. So I need to move you guys here. Okay, so the first section that we're working on, all you need is the wall. And the first thing I want you to do on maybe your first 2 to 3 reps is just figure out the ideal placement of your hands away from the wall. So if you know that you're really advanced with your tuck handstand shapes, you can go closer to the wall. Or if you're quite new to it, you will need to move a little bit further away from the wall. So just spend a couple of minutes here figuring out what's best for you. So climb up first. Choose a place that you want to test out. You're going to tuck your pelvis under, so you're trying to make that straight, flat back, like we just did in the long plank. And then come down into a tuck. And we're just going to hold there. So you can see on mine, I'm able to hold it really straight back here and keep my pelvis tucked under, not arching. So this is sort of what we're going for today. I can probably go in a little bit more, get myself more squashed. So we'll go up another 2 times and just play around with those positions. It does help as well. If you do want to set up your phone, that will give you that visual feedback. You can just glance over and you'll be able to tell where your hips are. Are they too far over your shoulders or are they stacked in a nice straight line? Alrighty. So once you've figured out good hand placement for you, we're going to go through 3 to 4 working sets where we're just going to try to peel away from the wall a little bit. You can probably expect that your position will be compromised a little bit, so your shoulders might come over the wrists or your back might arch a bit, but we do want to try to catch a little bit of balance time, even if it's just for 3 to 4 seconds. So I'll show you one and then you can try. Come up. Always tuck the pelvis first, get that nice and straight. And push tall in the shoulders. So you can see I'm trying to squish myself in as much as possible, but you can see the hips just go over the shoulders a little bit. All right, so we're going to go for a few sets just practicing that. This one is an intense movement for the shoulders. You'll feel it a lot in the delts as well as the traps. So just expect that. All right, I'm gonna go up again. Try to keep my back a bit flatter. A little bit of lean. It's totally fine to do this one as well, quite extended, but just play around with a tiny little bit of hip flexion and knee bend. There's no reason why you need to go all the way down into such a tight tuck, and it will probably be impossible the first couple of times you try this, because you do need to develop it over time. So your tuck shape might look a bit more like this. And that's still a really good shape to develop. You can practice little pulls from here. All right. Shake out the wrists. All right. Now we're going to do some back to wall of the similar shape. So kicking up to the wall, try to go as gently as you can. Tuck your pelvis under, slide your toes down the wall, and then just pull the knees a little bit towards you. So if you're quite strong with your balance, all you're going to need is a tiny bit of movement from the knees towards the chest. It has to be very, very subtle, so try not to kick off the wall, and then you can just play around with finding a balance point there. We'll do a couple more sets of this one. Just a bit of a stretch in between your attempts. If you do find that you're having a good practice, but you need a little bit of feedback on your actual positions and maybe what to change, feel free to post them up and tag us on Instagram, and we'll be able to review your videos and give you a little bit of feedback that way. All right, you should feel like you've gotten a little bit of an ab workout and an arm workout so far, pretty intense. So now we're just going to do some tuck entries. So it's up to you if you do these back to wall, so that you've got the wall to catch you, or you can take it freestanding if you feel a little bit more confident. So all we're going to do is bunny hop to a tuck shape. And if you can get your hips on top of your shoulders well in that first jump, then you'll extend up to a handstand. If not, then just stick to the bunny hop. So little 2-footed jumps to try to catch in a tuck handstand. So I'll show you the bunny hop first. It is really important to try to hold your shoulders very strong in the line that you start them in, so that they don't shift forward into a planche, because you'll go head first straight into the wall. So be as strong as you can on your shoulder line. And if you feel confident about the bunny hop, you can take it to a tuck to handstand. All right, I'm going to do one more set and then leave it there for today. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today for core and handstands. And I'll see you next time. Make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss our next follow along. See you later.